Many thanks for sticking around with News 9. Our rolling coverage on the Republic Day special, We the People, continues here. Esteemed set of panelists that are soon going to be with us, beaming pictures from across the country. First up, Kartavya Path, ladies and gentlemen, where early in the day, the final rehearsals did take place. And 18 marching contingents with about 13 musical bands that are going to be part of this entire grand parade. We're learning the EU delegation with Antonio da Costa, the Council of the the President of the European Council, and needless to say, Ursula von der Leyen is going to be here, the European Commission's president, and the EU-India FTA, the trade deal, is also going to be signed tomorrow on as well. Lots on the cards. A first for many contingents, many of our formidable weaponry systems that are going to be on display, and the cultural tableaus filling up the Kartavya Path with the colors of the country. Needless to say, governors from all the states are also going to be unfurling the national flag, the tricolour, in their respective states. We're going to get those visuals as well. A very hearty Republic Day and Jai Hind to our armed forces that continue to guard and man the borders in the higher, mountainous areas, the difficult, treacherous Siachen, in Leh, in Ladakh. We're learning about on-guard armed Jawans and the security forces that are on strict and tight alert in Rajouri, in Jammu and Kashmir, where security forces continue to do their job. It's not a national holiday for them. It's a national holiday for all of us who, in the vicinity of our comforts, can watch the grand parade only because they continue to strive for security, for discipline. And on that note, a hearty Republic Day to all our viewers from the extended TV9 network family. May we continue to strive forward with the astute ethos of unity and diversity, with the discipline that the armed forces showcase, and the envisioned success of our forefathers with the constitution that grants us that expression in freedom as well. India marks its 77th Republic Day, ladies and gentlemen. President Droupadi Murmu will soon preside over the grand festivities at the Kartavya Path in the national capital, of course escorted by the President's bodyguard, with our chief guest for the day, which is the European delegation, Antonio da Costa, President of the European Council and President of the European Commission, Ursula von der Leyen, with us at the Kartavya Path as well. With me on the broadcast, Commodore Shrikant B. Kesnoor, former Director, Maritime Warfare Center and Naval Expert. Many thanks for joining us. And Squadron Leader Deepthi Kala with us on the broadcast as well, Defense Expert and ex-IAF officer. Squadron Leader, let me begin with you. Not just women empowerment, because that's not headline anymore. Women are leading the change. Women are showing us the way forward. It's women-led empowerment, rather. What are you hoping for? So many of those male contingents as well that are going to be led by, women soldiers. It's a great moment for the entire world to see. Needless to say, the European delegation is going to be gasping with, at the marvels that are going to be showcased on the Kartavya Path very, very soon.
Indeed. First of all, a very good morning to everyone and a very happy Republic Day. This is the day I'm telling you that my memories, in fact, the nostalgia starts 5 to 6 days ahead of 26th January. Why? Because I was the part of the first all-women contingent on 26th January parade in 2015. So that was the first in the entire country, and I had the privilege to be part of it. So my nostalgia starts 5-6 days before, remembering how hard it is to, how difficult it is, to get up at in the night at 1 a.m. You're getting up, at by the 3 you are at Kartavya Path.
The security checks are so much. Squadron Leader, the security checks are so heavy. You need to go through all those barricades. I remember my time as well. But, talk to us about the shouting instructions from the drill instructor in your ear, the practice that begins way beyond. I mean, you're pretty much practicing for the entire month for that one little piece of marble in front of the saluting dais, going through it again and again just so that your salute is perfect.
Yes. In fact, I was remembering the morning weather, that in 2015, what had happened was it started to drizzle in the morning. So you imagine we are in the drill boots with that horse shoe under our shoes, drill boots. And, we were all thinking about that it might end up becoming very difficult for us to march on that wet road also. However, as God had planned, it did drizzle. However, the moment we started, the kind of cheers we could hear from the crowd, I just cannot, I don't have words to express that kind of feeling that we've had. When all the crowd from both the sides cheered for us, we forgot the drizzle, we forgot our 2 months of hard work, we forgot if any of us, we were tired of any damn thing we had in our mind. We just forgot about it, and we were there for our country to march and to give the best, because that was the first all-women contingent. In fact, from that day onwards, if you see, the legacy has been continuing, that more and more women officers or more and more women jawans have been given the privilege to be part of the 26th January parade, which earlier was not there. Like, very rarely, in fact, even if we had, that is not very much talked about. But then the empowerment which was given that day, that has been continuing till day. And even today, when all of us see our women officers, when all the women specifically doing so good, it makes us so proud, because see, we have to remember, because we have come a long way, and we need to remind our countrymen every now and then that we are leading. We are leading, but it is to be reminded. So we can't be forgetting about it. This shall never become a norm. It is something that we shall keep reminding. We shall keep thriving about it. We shall talk about it, so that it gets into the people's head that if it's a girl, it's not about the girl, it's about the power, it's about the Shakti. The Shakti has come to our house. It's not about a girl, it's the Shakti that has come.
You're absolutely right, Squad Leader. I'm going to again wish you a very happy Republic Day. Jai Hind to you. Many thanks for gracing this broadcast with your presence. And of course, somebody who led the parade and a contingent back in 2015. Do stay on with us. Commodore Shrikant B. Kasnoor also with us on the broadcast. Commodore, amidst the fly past, and mind you, this is the first Republic Day after Operation Sindoor. And we all know the kind of surveillance and recce that the naval, our naval segment did in Operation Sindoor. And the P-8I aircraft plays a huge role on that particular front. When we're talking about maritime security, when we're talking about maritime surveillance, how far has India really come? What can be actually showcased to the entire world about how good we do it? This is the peninsula. We've got a lot of water around us.
Absolutely. Good morning and Republic Day greetings to all viewers. You are bang on. The maritime domain is huge. Not many people remember or know that our EEZ is 2.1 million square kilometers. That's almost 2/3 of India's land area. And we need to keep a huge mass of sea under continuous surveillance. You brought out Operation Sindoor, and the Navy was very much forward deployed, poised for action and ready to go at any time should the national duty have so demanded. But for the Navy to get in action, the seas need to be continuously surveilled. And for that, the P8I plays a very, very important role. Now, you see, because the P8I, along with a whole lot of other, drones, UAVs, other ships, indeed satellites that we are able to put on ground, in water, above in the air, we are able to keep this huge area very much well surveyed. Incidentally, one of the Navy's parts of the tableau this time is the advanced communication satellite, Rukmini, which enables seamless communication across voice data, between ships and aircraft across the Indian Ocean region. So what we are showcasing and what we are seeing is fantastic advances made in the field of maritime surveillance and maritime domain awareness. And I think the Indian Navy would be justly proud. And I think India should be proud of what we are seeing here.
Absolutely. Squadron Leader, let me come back to you. Squadron Leader Deepthi Kala with us on the broadcast. And Commodore, you've very eloquently alluded to the great maritime surveillance, which is equally important when we're talking about, that's a fact to look at. 2/3 of the entire landmass that is being surveilled on the waters. That's a mammoth of a task. And kudos to the entire naval segment for that. Jai Hind to you, Commodore. I'm going to come back to you. Squadron Leader, I remember at Vijay Chowk, which is where the contingents in the army parade actually begins. They're all resting it out before finally you have to, in that strict, stiff attitude with your gloves, filling up the air, the shine of the boots. There's nothing more that you can see at that point in time. But there are some resting moments as well. There's fun and frolic that happens near the Vijay Chowk as well. Some popular movie tunes are played by those bands. There's a little bit of dancing that happens over there. Take us through those moments. Talk to us about the not so well-known aspects of the Republic Day. For them, it's about the 10-15 seconds that you see on the television, but there's a lot more that goes on behind, those 10-15 seconds.
Thank you so much for that question, because this is something that when I get to talk to people in person, these are the moments I want to share. Yeah. However, never been asked such a good question on television. So for all the viewers, I would like to talk about, first of all, let's start from how the day begins. So we completely change our biological cycle in terms of the circadian rhythm. There is no circadian rhythm for us then. So we would sleep around 5 to 6 p.m. In the evening to complete our 6 to 7 hours of sleep, because sleep is the most important when you go to focus on those sharp movements. And then we would get up at around 12 midnight or 12:30 midnight, and our bus would be there where we would stay. By around 1:32 a.m. the bus would arrive, and we would be ready in our drill booths with our caps and everything. We are ready. And when the entire world is sleeping, and Delhi, talk about the Delhi weather, it's all foggy, it's chilling, and we are not allowed to wear any cap. We are not allowed to wear any earmuffs. That, chilling air, that wind in the morning, that when it passes through our ears, that's when you know that, okay, you are different, you are foggy. And then by 3, the parade starts, and the moment the Ustad says, parade! And that's when, you forget everything. That brings the warmth in your body. That brings the warmth in the weather itself. And then we practice. So while we are practicing, see, a lot of contingent alongside our practicing. So specifically about the band, if I say so, band is the contingent that brings a lot of joy to us. We cross contingent also we enjoy a lot. Like if the police contingent is passing by, we would cheer for them, because we have we are by then done with our practice, so we cheer for them. If there's any other contingent, we cheer for each other because we were the first women contingent. So we saw a lot of cheers from the civil crowd also by 4 or 5, and a lot of civil crowd has come for walk, and they are standing on the red light. Of course, the entire Vijay Kartavya Path would be stopped for the civilian people, but then they would stand in the red light and they would look at us. A lot of media would be there, so they would all cheer for us. But when we are tired, after those 6-7 hours of practice, and that too empty stomach, it's all empty stomach that we are doing. It is around 13 to 14 kilometers every day that we are doing it. And then when it is happening with the band, and the first thing that the band does is to play those movie tunes for us, and then all of us dance, and then we giggle. That's when that unity happens, and that's when you also see in a lot of movies also you would see that. Because see, beside the discipline, beside the grill, beside all that goes into the mind, either for the war or preparing for such operations, or in such difficult practices like the 26th January parade, what is that thing that brings the josh is the music, is the camaraderie that we share with each other.
You're absolutely right. You're absolutely right, Squadron Leader. I was part of a musical band as well. My school led the NCC contingent, and some of those tunes like Sare Jahan Se Acha or Kadam Kadam Badhaye Ja, right before the saluting boulevard, would really, I mean, I was a bass drummer back then, and the energy that you get, we used to get up early in the morning as well. You're absolutely spot on. The circadian rhythm, there is no circadian rhythm. And for us, young children, we felt like soldiers as well. Commodore, I'm being told we're going to slip into a quick commercial breather here. But on the other side, let's talk about the naval expansion as well. We need to talk about the Visakhapatnam class destroyer, the INS Surat. We need to talk about the stealth frigates and the Scorpion class submarine INS Vagshir. All of that discussion coming right on the other hand. Don't go anywhere. The rolling coverage of We the People Republic Day special continues here on News 9.